I live for impact and I'll leave an impact. My name is Vivian. Basically, I don't even know much about myself either, so I'm like an open book. So what do you want to know?
So where are you from?
I'm from Imo, Ikeduru, Iziama.
Okay, so you're Igbo.
Yeah.
Were you born there?
Yeah, but I grew up here. I think community I was born then here.
So
yeah.
When did you come over? When did you relocate?
I think when I was 1, 2, I don't know.
So
1, 2, yeah.
You basically lived your whole life here?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So how's it been like, growing up here in Abuja?
It's sweet, but a bit bitter because of where I lived though, but it's sweet. I mean, ABJ is calm and relaxing, so.
Give us an insight to how your childhood was.
An insight to what?
How your childhood was, growing up.
That's a lot, because I had so many drama. I think, okay, so the sweet part or the other part?
Which one start with?
Let me start with sweet memories. Okay. So, I think growing up was really interesting. I was my dad's favorite. I was basically I wasn't the only, but like I was the last, right? So he always, whenever he went to work, I remember he always, because I loved, there was this nice, was it egg roll? He always got for me, so it was really, really lovely. So he always made sure he got it for me whenever he was coming back from work. But at a point, I got tired of it though. But I was like, after years of having to eat it so much, right? I had one of the best childhood because I always played. I was very playful. I think we have this. We have a playground in our estates in the house, so it was a really lovely place. I actually love that. But while everything was still lovely, there were sometimes I had to deal with what are they called? There's a word for these people that harass kids.
Okay, molesters.
Yeah. Well, there's another word for them, but yeah.
Abusers.
No, there's a deeper word used for them. Right. So yeah. And I had to deal with them. I don't know. So yeah, just like every other regular kid, of course, there's somebody out there too who has been through that. There's always that uncle out there that feels it's okay to like a child, and it's absurd, right? So I remember this one time, I think that was the genesis of me not having to tell my mom stuff, because I was playing out with some of the kids, and the uncle dragged me into the room, and weird touches. I kind of ran out, and I remember telling my mom what happened, and she told me, sure he was just joking, or it was just a play. I grew up to know that wasn't just play. I knew there were more to it. And not just him, I had so many other, and I had this kid that was just like me then, but probably he was like 2 or 3 years older. I mean, this is like when I was 9 years old, right? Probably he was 2 or 3 years old. And my mom traveled, and then I was left to my elder sister, and then she was going out that day, so she left me at their place, and man, I didn't know people were that bad. I was actually still a child, so yeah. And God, he tried all his best to make sure he touched me, and I had to leave the house. I literally ran out of the house. That his dad was literally looking for me in the whole estate. Like, why did I leave the house without telling anyone? Because my sister actually dropped me there, so I wasn't supposed to leave the house. But because of that, I had to leave, right? I didn't know what was going on, and I was really little, so I was really uncomfortable. So I left, and my sister came up by like past 11 that day, so she saw me outside. I was still outside waiting for her because I couldn't go back to the house. I couldn't even tell them what was going on. So I just had to, there's so many more, but, I think I grew up with all that, and I grew up keeping a lot to myself because of that. It didn't really help much. It didn't really help much.
So why keep so much to yourself, with all the experiences?
Well, because I felt wrong, or maybe I knew better. The first time I told my mom something like that, and she said, of course he was joking or something, so I didn't, right? And I had another situation which that one hurts more. And it's weird especially when it's coming from family, right? It's kind of crazy, right? So they make you feel like because you're a child, you're not sure of what you're saying, and it's weird. I don't think my child is gonna come home one day to tell me, this guy actually touched me, and I'm just gonna tell my child, I'm sure he's just joking. There's a word, dead body goes surplus. I think that's it for me. I'm not gonna take it lightly. Yeah.
Okay. So in the family, was there anybody you felt like, aside from your mom, that you could be free with to talk to about stuff like this?
No, actually, I grew up with two other females. I grew up with 3 males, and my mom, my dad. So to be fair, and to cut the story, to make it more easy, I am an only child, so the people I call my siblings are actually my cousins, right? So yeah, I practically grew up with my cousins, so it's as much as your family. I don't think it'll be a different experience if you actually grew up with your own family. The difference could be very clear, right? So yeah, it has sweet memories, it has bitter ones, but overall I still enjoyed my childhood, and yeah.
So having grown up with all of that experiences, how do you think that has affected who you are right now?
It affected me in the sense I get to think for myself. I don't ask people for their opinions. Because I remember one day my mom said something. She said, I do things without asking anyone. And, I just feel I'd rather experience it. Whether it comes out bad, I should learn from it, right? I am my own teacher. That's always what I stand with. Right, because you probably don't know what I go through every day, so you won't understand. So it has really made me be me, myself. I feel like I own me alone. I'm just my own person. I'm just my own person. I don't have that go-to person. I'm going to, maybe my husband someday, but for now, I am my go-to person. So yeah.
That's right. So, do you have like very close pals, like friends that you?
Yeah. Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. I have one. She's an amazing person, Alicia. She's crazy, but she looks out for me a lot. She really looks out for me a lot. I know so many times we had this time. I think it's back in 2020 or 2021. We both wrote down our wish list, what we really wanted. And the beauty of it is actually seeing it come to pass, just little by little, and then realize how far the progress keeps going. And then I look back, I'm like, I made this, wish list with somebody, and then she is also getting what she wished for, and I'm also getting it. So it's kind of beautiful, and I love her a lot though. She's my closest, right? So yeah, I can't wait to have the money I want though.
All the best to that. Anyways, considering your experience, from the past, also, do you think it has affected in any way, your relationship with, the opposite sex, your relationship life, and all of that?
Hmm. Experience in the past. I have so many experiences though. FYI. There's so much, especially when you grew up with brothers and probably not your own brothers, and probably they've shown you that part of a male gender that you don't want, you don't ever wish for. And you just, sometimes you look at people and you're like, I pray you're not this type of a person, right? But really, I don't think I have much against the other gender. I'm very open-minded. I want to know you, right? We're all different. We have different views, different perspectives in life. So yeah.
Okay, so in all of this, has it made you think of men a certain way? Is that how you look at men?
Well, no. I mean, you're a guy. I feel people come in with their own personalities, right? So I have a different personality from somebody else, right? So I wouldn't want you to judge me because of what that person has shown you. Probably might have something similar, but not entirely the same, right? So yeah, I wouldn't want to judge a guy I met today because I met somebody that is so shitty the other day. I wouldn't want to judge him. So I really would want you to show me what you have. The people, different people. So yeah.
Okay, so what has been the most lowest you have been, so far?
The most lowest. I don't know. I just feel I have my low moments, but I don't think I've always had that lowest moment. Right. So yeah.
Okay, so have you ever had a mental breakdown?
Yeah, I have. I have. I mean, like when you feel there's something wrong somewhere, but you actually don't know what it is, and your whole heart and your head, you're telling yourself there is something wrong out there, right? And it's because I'm not really doing what I'm supposed to do, and I feel whatever I'm doing, I'm not doing it well, and probably I'm not getting a result for what I'm doing, and, something. Yeah, so I have mental breakdowns.
Okay, so how do you, pick yourself up? How do you, just.
I'm a sucker for gospel music. I love gospel music, right? I think there's something that comes with, believing in what God can do. Um, I'm I'm not probably claiming righteousness, right? But at the same time, I'm saying there's something in believing in what God can do, and it's beautiful when you have that issue, and then the only person you could literally think of to comfort you in everything is just him. I mean, the man is awesome, trust me. So yeah, whenever I listen to gospel music, I tend to I have it very low, I just relax. I really relax. I feel so calm. So yeah, so whenever I'm thinking of anything that is really stressing me out, the first thing I tend to do is YouTube, gospel music, right? So yeah.
So what are your fears? What has been your fears so far?
Not getting to where I want to. Like, not achieving what I actually want to achieve, right? So yeah, that's my greatest fear. And then I look at myself, I'm like, years from now, what am I going to do? What if I don't get to achieve what I want to achieve? What's going to happen to me? Questions like that, like those are fears. For me to ask those questions, those are my fears, right? So yeah, those are practically my fears.
That's all right. So tell me about your perception about, child abuse, since you've had elements of those experiences.
Man, trust me. So, I think, I don't think it's a crazy thing for you to think you can be attracted to a child. A child that doesn't have breasts. Let's talk about that. I mean, what are you actually attracted to? The child's face? The body? What exactly are you actually attracted to? Because I don't think there's anything to be attractive about. I mean, you're just a pervert. You are a pervert. If you think because this child is beautiful, my dick is going to stand, man, you're a pervert. Trust me, you are. So it's really crazy when I get to see that I'm not just the only one who probably have gone through it, and to be very fair, there's still people who go through it every day.
Yeah, so what do you have to say to people that has been through such experiences too?
To be fair, I don't know who they have. I don't know where you grew up. I don't know the family you have, but try talking to somebody about it. It goes a long way to help. I didn't talk to anybody about mine. I had so much more. Like, you can't even imagine how many molestation I had to go through, but I'm not gonna lie, my family don't even know about it. They don't know about it. Not even one or two. They just don't know. Because I kept it to myself, and I'm still keeping it to myself, right? Yeah. But to be fair, talk to somebody about it, find help, ask for help if necessary. Because these people would never stop. They won't stop. You might just end up growing past it, but they won't stop. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. So, growing up here, what was it you actually wanted to become? What was your ambition?
Just like every child, a medical doctor, of course, but I guess I wasn't too smart for that. I wasn't really smart to be a medical doctor. I'm smart, right? But not medically smart. Yeah, so a medical doctor. I think I had 3 stages. I wanted to be a medical doctor. I wanted to be a lawyer. And I don't even know. Like, this is the last one. Man, there was so much. But I knew the two I had mostly were to become a doctor or a lawyer. So, but I mean, it's not so bad to be a business person, is it?
Well, that's okay. So, tell me about your relationship with the opposite sex. Has it been affected by any of these experiences?
I have trust issues. I really have trust issues. So I think that's the only thing I have when it comes to opposite sex, trust issues. And I really need to learn to trust. I should learn. Because as much as I would want to trust, I would want somebody else to trust me, right? Because, yeah, trust is actually fundamental in any relationship or friendship. So, yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that has been affected so far, trust.
Alright, so when you looking out for qualities in a man, what are the qualities you look for?
Respectful, prayerful. You have to be good looking too. Well, yeah, majorly you have to be respectful and prayerful. Yeah.
Okay, so looking at the society, how do you think? What's your thoughts on how the society, address this issue of molestation? Is it with enough seriousness? Are they lacking in any way? Is there enough protection for the children?
Let me see. Is there much? I mean, except from the fact lately they are taking it seriously. I really love it. I love the fact, there are people out there that are willing to take matters into their own hands. By the time you're seeing somebody molest your own daughter, trust me, I'm not sure you're gonna sit down and just fold your arms and watch. No, you're not gonna do that. So probably the society isn't doing much because there's still so many cases out there, like so many cases that people don't even hear about. So imagine if the little we have in social media is telling us somebody out there actually got raped by some group of guys, and this is what you're hearing on social media. So what about the ones you're not hearing? What's actually happening to those people? I'm not sure they're doing much, but well, I really can't say because, man, this is our society right now.
So, Vivian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about your relationship with your parents. What was it like?
Well, odd. It was just a normal, regular household. It's a regular household. Just get back from school, help out, school, respect your parents. I mean, it's just normal. It was regular.
Okay, so would you say that you would want to be like your mom or marry someone like your dad?
I don't want to marry someone like my dad, and I don't want to be like my mom.
Why?
I don't want. I don't know. I just don't want. They're just them, right? It's not just them. I don't think I want their type of lifestyle, right? I'm not interested. I'm gonna be a better version of me, not them. They're them. They'll be fine.
Okay, so would you say that your relationship with your parents has affected your personality?
Yeah.
Okay, how?
Man, I think I'm very nonchalant. It's not like I'm nonchalant in the sense I don't care. It's just I don't know what family is. I don't know what family is. I haven't had a strong foundation of family, right? That's something that comes with love and growing up, family. I don't think I had that. I've never had that. I've never had that. So yeah, no.
Would you want to say one or two about that?
Hmm?
Would you want to say one or two things about that?
About them?
No, about that, not having that.
Family.
Yeah.
Well, so the truth is, I mean, family is more than just or parenthood. Let me talk about parenthood, right? So far so good. I'm not a mom. No, neither am I married, nor am I in a relationship. But being a mom or being a parent is far from providing for the child, taking the child to school, giving the child the best things he or she wants. It's far from it. It's listening to that child. It's helping that child grow. It's mentally making sure the child is still there, because a lot of times I'm not mentally stable, right? And I ask myself, if I had parents that were more about my mental health, I think I'd probably be in a better space. Yeah, but I mean, parenthood is far from material things.
Right.
It's far from it.
What do you think you miss the most, about what is it that you love your parents to have provided for you?
I would love if probably we had more time on personal things than other things that we had. So I would have loved that we're always, we actually had times, like Christmas moments, we had that. We had Easter moments, yeah, but, I feel like after that, it goes back to natural. And it's repeatedly the same year, same thing, same year. So, no.
So is there any ideal family love that you have seen and you're looking up to emulate?
Yeah, I have. When two couples, after having 5 or 6 grown-ups, are still happily married and still have their weekly dinner dates as a couple, old couples. I mean, that's beautiful. And you guys still look at each other with so much love. Come on. I mean, you don't have anybody to bother about. You don't have, you're okay. That's something to look up to.
Okay, so what's your perception about marriage?
It's beautiful when you marry the right person, though. But who is the right person? I mean, that should be a question, right? I think it's somebody you just meet, you connect with, same values. You guys share same values, and same, somebody that prays, somebody that understands the Bible as well, right? Because I'm not gonna say marriage is all about fun. It's not about fun. There's something also spiritual that needs to be adhered to. I need somebody, you need somebody too, that I need a backup in prayer. When I'm not able to, I should have somebody to back me up, right? It's a stronghold. Okay, marriage is really beautiful. You just need the right person. You just need that right person who's going to love you, respect you. I mean, marriage is far from I love you. It's you have to compromise. There's so much to, you guys don't have to share the same ideology on things. You don't have to share the same ideology, but you have to understand each other. You need somebody that, even if I don't share the same value, he or she should be able to understand where I'm coming from, what I think. You should be able to, it's all about reasoning, right? So you should be able to understand me when I speak and not just judge me because I speak and get upset, right? So marriage is beautiful. It is. And I want that soon, someday, I guess.
So what are the values you think you would want to instill, to your children?
Self-love. Self-love is important. I mean, the other day I was asking myself, do I really love myself? Because truly, if I love myself, I don't think I'll let a lot of things happen to me. I don't think I'll let a lot of people talk to me in a way. I don't think I would let so many things happen, right? So self-love is important. I want my child to love themselves. I want them to love themselves. And I'll instill the part of them praying and having, if they don't have me to fall to, they should have God to fall to. They shouldn't have a human being to fall to. I want you to pray and, meet me, and then we can talk about it and pray about it. So,
It's alright. So, what else would you want to give to your children that you think you lacked as a child?
A happy family. It's weird, but I would really want to give them a happy family and a mom and dad family. I don't want a case where I'm getting married and then I'm not able to live with my husband, so I get to get a divorce now. So I have to marry right for my kids to have the right family. So
Okay, do you think there is an alternative to divorce?
First of all, why get married if you're going to get divorced? I mean, you're literally, you get to date this person, right? You guys have been together, maybe even had sex before you get married. So why are you getting divorced? What's the issue? I think these days most of our problems comes from, social media and people telling you what to do in your own home, right? You get to hear people say, I told my friend this and this was the advice. I don't think you need somebody's advice in your home. As a married person, right? Even people in regular relationships, right? I think it's okay if you talk to your partner. There's so much communication that our generation we are lacking. We don't communicate, so we are more of action, and sometimes action isn't always the best. How about a communication? How about, this is how I feel, this is what I think. You guys hear your different views, just sit down, talk it out. I don't know, it's, of course, divorce is legal, right? So I'm not gonna say don't get a divorce if that's what you want, but I would tell you get a divorce if it gets to that part where it's becoming physical. Leave the marriage. Your life isn't worth it, right? You shouldn't stay there because, I don't want my kids to have a broken home and all that. No, because if you're gonna die, the home is still going to be broken.
Okay, so what's your perception about baby mamas?
Not bad. Not bad. I mean, if you can take care of a child, but have you ever thought about the fact it's different when you come home every day, you don't get to see that you're going to meet your mom and your dad together, like it's welcoming, right? Having the expectations that, oh, I'm coming home to my mom, I'm coming home to my dad, you get to have that feeling as a child. It's not for you, right? It's not for you, it's for the child. So a lot of times I think baby mamas think about themselves more and not their child. Because if you're thinking about your child, you're not going to think of getting pregnant just like that. And thinking, oh, because I have money or because I have what I need to raise a child. I mean, there's too many things attached to having a child than just having a child. There's so much more. Yeah.
It's okay. So have you ever had suicidal thoughts?
Yeah. It's weird. But yeah, I have. Okay, so oh my god, this is so embarrassing. I don't know, it's so embarrassing. Anyway, so I had this time, I was a child. I didn't really get more education on sexual thingy. So like I said, I had this molesting people around me, right? So this one time, I had this, I call them uncles, right? Because I was little, so that's what I called them. So they always came by the house. And one day I think no one was around and he was literally trying to touch me, my boobs and everything. So I think I really cried that day because man, I didn't know what to do. So and then I think I got to school the following day and the topic was on sex. So I pregnancy, sex, So man, I felt I was pregnant. Because at that point, I think I was 13. So I was already going through puberty. So my stomach was becoming big, parts of me were becoming really big. My boobs were coming out. Ah, man. So it was crazy, and I actually felt I was pregnant. So I was always very sad. As a child, I would say I was already depressed. I was depressed because I didn't know what was going on. And I think at that point I didn't even understand what puberty was, right? But I knew I was going through a phase, and so I felt my stomach was coming out and I felt I was really pregnant. I'm like, ooh. And then to worsen the case, I read an article on a pregnant child. Like, oh my god. Okay. So yeah, the entire thing was crazy, and I actually felt like killing myself. So I don't get to give birth. Actually, I felt like killing myself, so I don't get to give birth. And I considered more of what people would say, so yeah, that was very suicidal. Very, very suicidal. I won't forget that. Trust me, I won't.
That's alright. So aside that, was there any other point you had suicidal thoughts?
Man, I mean, if you're an adult living in Nigeria, right there, somehow you would have asked yourself, well, sure you not just die and leave this world because this country is annoying. The life is even stressful on its own. So yeah, but once in a while, I'm tired though, but you just move on.
So whenever you're down or depressed or on your lowest, are there people you talk to, other people would understand how you feel, other people will come through for you?
Yeah, I have two wonderful people, a guy and a girl though. Two wonderful people, and I mean, one person is close by, the other isn't, but it's like distance isn't a barrier, right? It's like whenever you need me type of thing. So yeah, I have those two wonderful people.
That's right. Well, to you, when do you think is the right time for one child to start having sex?
The right time?
Yeah.
My dear, wait till you're married, I beg. Now, the idea is not because sex is a sin. Sex is not a sin, right? It's only right when you have it with your husband, right? But they say sex is not good because we wouldn't want you to, you know, exhaust all yourself in, you know, just right before you get married and probably contact some sort of diseases and virus. That's what makes sex not good, right? So that's what makes it premarital sex, which isn't good. But I want my child to have sex when she's married. The guys, I'm going to say the same thing about my guys. I think I'll try my best. I'll try my best as a mother to probably educate them on respecting a female and knowing that the right time to actually have sex should be with your spouse. And that is actually very enjoyable because you haven't really been out to the world. You don't know what the world has, what the ideology people get to have. I mean, sex is an energy, right? So yeah, you imagine you actually getting married to one person, or you guys really literally connect, and your energy is there. So yeah, I told myself I'm going to try my best. But if my best is not enough, so help me.
That's right. So what's your advice, to people that are out there, just with this tendency of molestation, abusing kids and all of that?
My advice to them. I pray they burn you. I pray you rot in hell. I'm sorry, but rot in hell. Bruh. It's damaging to that child. You don't know what's gonna happen to the child. So it's crazy. I want you to burn in hell. Just die at that spot. For you to even think it, right? Just die. Forget it. You're not even a human being, you're an animal. So yeah. Because if you're a human, you wouldn't think that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So for the kids that have experienced these things, do you think they need some special care, even as grown-ups? Do you think that they need some form of, reformation or orientation?
I think they do. As much as they probably might say, oh, I've grown past this. It's something that sticks with you, right?